Whew. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do this video, and I think I'm just going to talk from my heart. I want to talk a little bit today about a trend that I'm hating to see happen. I am getting so disheartened, and I'll be the first to admit it, and I don't care if it's going to cause people to troll me. I'm so tired of people being hateful and mean on the app because they feel like they're a little hidden. I don't understand where this is coming from because, like, when did it become where you can leave your manners, your common sense, your empathy the moment you get online? Would you go up to a stranger and just say whatever you're thinking? I would hope not. You know, we're all going to have opinions about things. And look, I mean, I know I am a big girl, and I know it's natural when somebody looks at me. I don't like it, but I know it's just normal. The first thought they're going to say is, wow, she's a big girl. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're being mean about it. It's just their first thought. I do it. Even as a big girl, I will look at somebody else as big. And I don't mean anything by it. It's a natural thinking, even though I wish it wasn't. Sorry, my throat got dry. But it is. But it doesn't mean that I have to speak it. You know what I'm saying? You know that, you ever watched Bambi? The whole, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So in that, I know it's not exactly how he said it, but Little Thumper said it. But anyway, I was taught as a child that, to an extent. You know, it's a different world now than it was when I was growing up. But anyway, I don't understand why people think that they have to write everything that they're thinking. I don't get it. I know that some, they're projecting. They're so angry at their world. They hate their life that, when you hate your life, or you get upset about something, you get grumpy, you tend to want to lash out. I get that. But there's some that do, that's all they do. And when you recognize, I don't know how to put this. I'm trying to be politically correct, and at this point, I really don't want to be. So I'm just going to speak what I'm thinking. If you know you're being a jerk and you continue to be a jerk, that should have consequences. I am so tired of seeing people who say such mean things, and then the creator, or whatever you want to call people online, defend themselves and call them out, show what they wrote, that it's public, that everybody can see, and yet they're not supposed to do it because somehow you're calling them out and that's wrong. But it's public. If you're going to write the comment, then you should be a big enough boy or girl to handle the response, the backlash, the whatever you want to call it. If you are willing to say something, then that person has every right willing to say something back to you. That's how it works. But yet somehow we are, a lot of people are teaching each other that just let it go. Just let them be mean. Let them hurt you. Let them say such ridiculous, mean, hateful things. Let them hide behind their name or their screens. Why? Why are we teaching them that it's okay to bully because you should be ignored? I know the bullies pick on the weak, and well, you know what? If you start calling their asses out, they might. Oops, sorry, I swore a little bit because I'm getting heated. Then maybe they'll think twice about doing it on your video. And then if everybody starts doing this, we need, don't we? Aren't we on this big campaign to squash bullying in school? Why is that? And it is wrong, but why is that wrong, but not wrong for adults to bully each other on the internet? We're still humans. We all are individuals with different backstories. And when we sit down and type a comment, and this is how I do it anyway, and I'm not saying this is how everybody should do it, but everybody should have some kind of thought in their head of, how would I want somebody to respond to me? How would I want? And if I feel like, and I've had these moments, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect, and I don't ever have these moments where I want to lash out. That would be an absolute 100% lie. But when I realize I want to say something that is unkind or not necessary, I have to stop and think and say, okay, what is it that you're angry about? It's obviously something that triggered them. There's something about the video that triggered me. And for some reason, it's probably jealousy, or it's really probably more jealousy than anything else. I'm sitting here thinking about it. But that's not the person's problem, it's my problem. I can either be verbally abusive to this person and try to make them feel bad, which I don't want to, or I can just not respond at all. What a thought. And what I mean by this is sometimes some of the things that people respond has nothing to do with what their content is about. I watched a person, just all the time, like they're a cooking video, because that's I watch a lot of that, trying to get new ideas and stuff like that. And they're cooking away, and then someone will make a response, a, a comment about, oh, I don't like that shirt. Oh, that, orange is not your color type thing. If you're having a conversation with a person, do you stop them mid-sentence and say, I don't like the color of your shirt? I mean, unless you're trying to be an ass and it's your best friend, you just try to poke, whatever. But would you do that to a stranger? People forget, even though you watch somebody's videos all the time, you're still strangers. You know, you're still a stranger to them, and they're a stranger to you. I, I don't understand. Are you that shallow, narrow minded thinking? And they come on and they just criticize, 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 criticize. They could take the cutest video in the world and turn it into the most evil video you've ever seen. And when did this become okay? Why are we allowing it to be okay? Why is it that we're allowing victims to remain victims and let the perpetrator get away with it? If your child is being bullied in school, you say, "Oh well, just ignore them, whatever," or don't address it at all. How is there ever going to be consequences for what you do and say if no one wants anyone to call anybody out? They always constantly say, ignore them. They're just haters. They're just trying to look for attention. I get that. But if you're in a room full of people and you had a chance of whatever you say can have a positive effect on 80% of them, but 10% or 20% won't, are you just not going to say anything to help the 80% because 20% won't benefit from it? Why not call these people out? Because I've seen it where people have called these people out and the person's ended up apologizing. And it actually helps create them to think about how they're, thinking and what they're saying, how they're responding. It could change them. Isn't that what we want? Don't we want change? It's like when someone tells a drug addict to get help, get this, and they do, and then you turn around and you still judge them for being, oh, I don't believe that you're ever going to change, right? And they do. It's like you want someone to change, but then when they do, you still find fault with them. Make that make sense to me. If I knew what my words could help even just one person out of 100, I'm going to say those words because we're individuals, and each individual person has an absolute right to hear something that could change their life, or to know they're not alone, to help them. You could either help a person change their life, or you could be the person that breaks them. And do you want that on your conscience? I know I don't. So why should, when you say just ignore them and don't pay them any attention, and you're just giving them more feed, or you're feeding them, you're just basically saying we're all one group and that we're not individuals. That as an individual, that one person doesn't deserve to be helped or changed because 99 of them won't be. I understand when people say ignore them. I understand where that's coming from. And most of the time it's coming from a good place. But you gotta think outside of yourself and of that thinking, because the world is not just about you. It's about all of us. And we each and every one of us have a place in this world. And we have things that we can help make the world better, or we can just gripe and complain about everything and make the world worse. I don't know about you, but I want to be on the good side. I want to be on the one that tries to make a difference. And if it just helps one person, isn't it so much better than bringing someone down to the breaking point, to where they just want to? Because words mean things, people. Words have more emotional impact, more verbal. The verbal abuse has more impact on a person than physical. Yes, physical sucks. I've been through it all. I have had every single physical abuse you can think of. But you know what hurts the most? It's all the words that were told to me. That I am stupid, I'm ugly, I'm worthless, I will never amount to anything, because those words became I put them into my reality, that I can't do anything right. I can't say anything right, which made me turn to food, and I use it as comfort. And now I'm having a hard time breaking away because I've used food for so long. There are people in my life that literally changed my path in my life. There is a bully that I went through school with that literally changed who I could have been. And I hate that I gave him that much power for as long as I did. But you can't change what you don't know. And if you don't call these people out, they don't know. How can they change if you don't call them out? Yes, some of them will never change. But what about the ones that could? Don't you want to make them better people? Don't you want to help make them a better people? Not make them, but help them. Don't make the victim more of a victim by just telling them, don't call them out. Ignore them. Because what happens if you can reach to them? What happens if you can actually reach out to them, and by calling them out and putting them in blast? Isn't it worth it? I don't know. I don't even know if this video made any sense, but I'm so passionate about it because I am a victim. Well, I don't like to say victim because I like to think that I'm becoming a warrior, but I have been a victim all my life of bullying, and I continue to have to put up with bullying. And it's not fair. It's not fair that people, it's not fair. And I know life's not fair. You shouldn't be part of the reason why life is not fair. That's all I'm saying. Let's let's use the internet for good, to help one another, and to raise each other up. Why is that so hard for some people? Why can't we fix it? And I hate to say this, but a lot of women are really bad to other women about it. Raise each other up. Stop trying to tear somebody else down so you can feel better about you. That's not really making yourself feel better. It's like putting a band-aid on a wound that needs stitches. So anyway, I'm done preaching. I hope that I got my point across. Um, Even if it's just one person listening. I just want to see more empathy on the internet, because the internet can be such a great tool. And yet some people have decided to weaponize it, and it makes me sad. But anyway, all right guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.